Well, hello there. How is it going, my fellow DVD and Blu-ray enthusiasts? Um, you'll be glad to know that in the whole birthday thing, I got a few DVDs as opposed to Blu-rays. Now, you might be wondering, well, what could you possibly get on DVD that you'd want that isn't already on Blu-ray or that isn't already coming out to Blu-ray, and that's not ever gonna come to Blu-ray? Now, there's no saying these movies will never come to Blu-ray, but these are fine art films. These are the kind of movies that honestly rarely ever see the light of day on Blu-ray because they appeal to a very particular film fan that is just, too high-minded, too intelligent to really sell that film on too many different formats, as it were. And these movies in particular, honestly, it's amazing that they're even on DVD. Um, I know a few movies that I'm still waiting for to come to DVD because they're so artistic and considered high art, but at the same time, they're just these underground beautiful, magnificent movies with amazing filmmaking. Word on the street is that they may even be thinking about bringing movies like this to the Criterion edition. Personally, I highly doubt it, but it would be nice to see them pay respect to some of the greatest films of all time. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to the two DVDs that I picked up recently that I personally consider to be just fantastic films with absolutely gorgeous filmmaking. Don't get enough respect. Just they don't get enough notice. You know what I mean? They just don't. The first movie that I got on DVD features music by none other than Jerry Goldsmith, who you may remember from quite a few of the Star Trek movies. He's an amazing composer, and he composed an amazing score for this movie, which is pretty much one of the main reasons that I picked it up, along with some really interesting acting from rather well-known actors who you wouldn't expect to be in a movie like this, but there they are. And that movie is none other than, of course, Mom and Dad Save the World, starring Terry Garr, Jeffrey Jones, John Lovitz, and Eric Idle. Now, you might notice there's something about this movie. It's just fantastic. If you haven't seen it before, I highly suggest it. But keep in mind that, it's definitely an art film, art house, and you're going to need some highbrow intelligence for this kind of a movie. Because, only the best for a movie like this, if it's going to come to DVD. You'll notice there is no eco case here. It actually comes with an insert, and as you will see here, the case is not an eco case. It is a full proper case. Only the best for an art house film with just brilliant artwork on the disc, I might add. The artwork here definitely does not look like it was just thrown on with some really crappy printer software or anything like that. No, it does not look light scribed at all. Take a look again. Take a look at that. It's beautiful. And you might notice that, yes, this is from HBO. HBO has made such amazing television series and films in the past and in the present, like Game of Thrones. Is it any wonder that they would be the ones who brought us something so amazing, such as Mom and Dad Save the World? Now, of course, absolutely amazing and touching film that I believe everybody should watch at least once in their lives. Now, you might be wondering what the special features are on this. It is in 16 by 9 with English 2.0 audio, subtitles in English, French, and Spanish, and it does have closed captioning. Only the best. The next movie on the list. Been waiting to get this one for quite a while. It's frankly amazing. Featuring mind blowing acting from the amazing dramatic actor, well known for his dramatic roles. Later on in his career, didn't do as many of them, but he's very well known for his dramatic roles, and he does it again in this film, despite the fact that at the time he wasn't doing these types of roles that much anymore. Uh, so it was nice to see him, reach out to a younger generation and give them something that they could really hold on to. You know what I mean? So, of course, what else could I be talking about? Surf Ninjas. Surf Ninjas is an amazing commentary on the film world of the early 90s. Uh, you know how in the 90s they had all those ninja movies? They had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies, the Three Ninjas movies. It was all about ninjas in the early 90s, all right? So, what is this? This is like perfect, brilliant satire based on that. It's absolutely stunning. Stunning is the word I would use to describe this film. The dramatic acting from Leslie Nielsen just absolutely will blow you away. You have to see him in his finest role yet in Surf Ninjas. Of course, starring Ernie Reyes Jr., who was also in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. Um, Rob Schneider, the fine gentleman Rob Schneider, who has been in many fantastic films and has done such an amazing job in all of those films. I mean, who doesn't love Rob Schneider? And here's a surprise. Tone Loc is in this movie. Now, I believe this might be the only film that he ever appeared in. Tone Loc, if you don't know, an amazing musical artist of the time. It's honestly interesting to see him in like an actual film role. It's kind of like when Bob Dylan was in the in the film Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid. You just don't expect to see him in a movie from the early 90s such as this. I mean, especially considering its art house foundation. It's just really interesting to see him in this. Definitely got to check this one out if you haven't already. Absolutely fantastic film. I mean, if you haven't even heard of it, you just have to see it. So yes, if you haven't figured it out by now, I'm full of shit. Neither of these are highbrow or art film or anything even close. These are pure, unadulterated, early 90s cheese. Actually, this might not be early 90s. I think it's like mid 90s. 93 maybe, I don't know. Um, but yeah, Mom and Dad Save the World, actually scored by Jerry Goldsmith. And it's actually kind of an interesting score. Uh, I know that I, even to this day, still remember, well, bits and pieces of it. And, it's interesting enough. It's definitely a little bit different from what he usually does. But, if you haven't seen the movie or haven't seen it in a while or whatever, I would recommend this because, like as I said, the comes with an insert. I was shocked about that, honestly. Like, wow. And of course, shocked that it's not in an eco case. You would expect something cheap and cheesy like this to be in an eco case. But no, it's in a full case. And I think the reason is that it's such an old DVD release that it was like before they even had eco cases. So apparently I just got like a really old DVD release here. And it was telling too because they had security tape on the top, side, and bottom of this DVD. It was like they were trying to keep you from getting into it. It's not that bad of a movie. If you enjoy good, corny, cheesy, family friendly stuff from the 90s, I mean, check it out, obviously. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of you have actually seen this, or at least have some memory of seeing it at some point. Stars Terry Garr, Jeffrey Jones, John Lovitz, Eric Idle. John Lovitz is absolutely hilarious, as is Jeffrey Jones, who plays, of course, the father figure. He's the dad. Terry Garr is the mom. I don't know if you can tell here, but yes, there are walking fishes. Or there are walking fish. That look like koi fish and bulldogs in this film. It's very, very strange. And that's pretty much the reason I got it, because I remember liking it, finding it humorous as a child, you know, finding it interesting, honestly, because it's different than other movies like this from the time in a lot of ways. It's fairly different. And that's why I liked it. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I mean, honestly, when I got it, it said on Amazon that it would be only full screen. So the fact that it's apparently, well, according to the box, which we all know is not always accurate, but according to the box, it is in widescreen. So yeah, why not? I mean, no special features, but it's worth checking out. And I paid like $6 for this. So Surf Ninjas, guilty pleasure. These are both guilty pleasures, as the title has probably hinted at. But yes, I do, to a certain extent, enjoy this movie. It's pretty much the only role that Rob Schneider has ever done that has ever really made me laugh quite a bit. Uh, just got this tonight and already watched it with a group of friends, and I could not stop laughing at some of the things Rob Schneider was saying, because honestly, he's actually pretty funny in this, because it's one of his earlier roles, before he really got in with Adam Sandler and all that crap, you know what I mean? And he actually has a bit of comic timing here. Granted, he's hampered by really bad writing from time to time, but like he's got the timing down and is actually fairly humorous in this film. It's honestly shocking if you're used to boring, stupid Rob Schneider. So, yeah. Ernie Reyes Jr. with his father, Ernie Reyes Sr. in this film. And of course, Leslie Nielsen, after doing like the Top Gun movies, and getting into comedy, uh, did movies like this as well, and he's pretty funny in this. He pulls off the classic comedy rather well when he gets a chance to. Tone Loc, well, what is there to say about Tone Loc? He was in like a bunch of different movies from the 90s, you know? It's like you couldn't keep him out of this kind of movie, which was kind of the joke behind what I was saying. But yeah, I paid less than $5 for this, and it's got the widescreen version, the full screen version, 5.1 surround sound, if you can believe that, stereo surround sound, English subtitles and closed captions, the theatrical trailer, a pick that flick game, which is probably some kind of a, advertisement thing for trailers. And this actually apparently has DVD-ROM content. I don't know what. Maybe that's why it was trying to install something when I put it in my computer. But yes, I love that at the the top of the back here, they are advertising the fact that it has Animated menus. Oh my god, no. So yeah, if you'd like to see a fairly humorous Rob Schneider's role and hear some good old-fashioned 90s slang, chock full of it in here, and just classic cheese, you gotta check out Surf Ninjas. I love my cheese. I buy things like this just for the same reason I bought uh, the Super Mario Brothers movie. I love that one too because it's hilarious to me to see how far Dennis Hopper uh, fell. You know how the lengths that he went to for a few bucks. You know, and honestly, in that movie, I find Dennis Hopper quite funny. So I mean, it's really not that bad of a movie. People had a problem with it not staying true to the games or something, or I don't know. I mean, for a cheesy movie, for accepting it for what it is, it's entertaining. It's kind of funny. It's got a slightly logical story. Honestly, when they give the teaser at the end that there's gonna be a sequel, I have always wanted to see a sequel to this movie because it is good enough and it gets me interested enough that I'm like, I want the sequel. But that's never going to happen. Just like Muppet Babies is never going to come to DVD for different reasons. That's never going to happen. The freaking sequel to Super Mario Brothers. Try and pull that out of Nintendo's hands. Yeah, right. But yeah, adding more to my classic 90s cheese that I used to watch when I was a kid collection. I'm glad to see after watching this tonight. I haven't watched this one again yet, but I'm glad to see after watching this that, I still find it entertaining, I still find it funny, and I don't regret purchasing it at all. It's just, I I like these movies. If you don't appreciate that, then whatever. But I like them. It's a deal. I have a minor in film studies that I'm working on. I've been through a dozen freaking film classes, but I mean, even a film buff loves their crappy little movies that they will acknowledge are not high art or not really great in in the standard of, like freaking classic brilliant films or anything like that. But they're still fun, and yeah, deal with it. So this, I was also surprised, is a full case. It's not an eco case, and of course, comes with an insert. Two DVDs that I paid about $5 for, and they both came with inserts. Fuck yes. That's what I'm talking about right there. So yeah, that would be my DVD updates. I don't want to draw this on very much longer because I'm already running low on batteries, and the cutoff time for my camera is about to go. But I did want to mention that I also recently picked up something. I got it for like $1 or $2, so there's the reason that I picked it up. C-Lab 2021, the first season on DVD. I got it with the intent to show it to one of my friends who said he had never seen it. He still won't watch it with me, but I will force him to watch it eventually. This is a hilarious TV show. I mean, if you haven't seen it, you need to see it. I mean, it's just brilliant, honestly. I never really liked the second or third seasons. They weren't as good to me, but the stuff that they came up with in the first season is just brilliant. It's hilarious. and I can watch it again and again and again. It's the kind of stuff that it's like I have memories of this where randomly during the day I'll be reminded of something that happened in this TV show. Not every day, but randomly. So, when you got that going on, it's kind of like you have to have it in your collection somewhere. So yeah, these are the 3 DVDs I picked up recently for very cheap, probably less than $15 total. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Peace. I mean, who doesn't love Rob Schneider?